Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is DM Shelby Montez, and today we're going to be painting this lovely D20 that I have with different pride flags. And as someone that identifies as a bisexual woman and is very proud and out, I want to take this time to give my platform to some of my dear friends and my community to talk about their own gender identities, sexualities, and everything in between. So while I am painting the asexual flag, I'm going to give the mic over to my dear friend and fellow DM Violet.
Hello, my name is Violet. I identify as ace, biromantic, as well as gender fluid.
Wonderful. So I'm just going to ask a few questions while I paint. So we're going to start off with this one. What does your identity mean to you as a whole person?
What it means to me as a whole person is just who I am and how I perceive myself, and not how others perceive me. I feel mostly like an entity, a blob. I don't feel like I have any certain gender. I like being feminine and masculine, and no matter what clothes I'm wearing, it's like how I express myself. And I guess the most important one for me in terms of my identity is that I'm ace, because a lot of people tend to not understand what that means, even in the queer community. Um, I have a lot of different things going on in my body, which why I define as ace in the umbrella. I'm more towards demisexual, but it's really hard to explain, so I just go with ace, and whoever accepts me that way can, get to the second layers.
Wonderful. So proud of you, Violet. Next one is, how has Dungeons and Dragons been a part of your queer identity journey?
I would have to say, as a DM myself and a player, it's allowed me to express myself and play with different genders that I've never had before, or even thought to. I played when I first started playing Dungeons and Dragons online with my friends. I played a lot of guy characters, a lot of twinks, a lot of just generally male or masculine characters, or ones that I identified as such. And I made them either feminine or hyper feminine or hyper masculine. And I just like playing different people. And I realized that me, myself, don't mind doing so and perceiving myself as such. So it allows me to play around with myself, as well as, um, what I'm comfortable with at the time.
Amazing. The next one's going to be very specific to being a dungeon master. How important is it for you to create queer characters in your worlds?
In my world, it's very important because it's part of who I am and most of my friends. It's a place for us to escape, like, the world and live out how we would actually be perceived. Um, it's a sandbox game, so anything that we can put our mind to, awesome. And I love it. I get to help my friends identify themselves. I think good chunk of my online friends during COVID, as we were playing D&D, found out that they were a different gender than what they were, what they identified as previously, or they just were like, "Hey, I actually like this," or "I actually like that," and I found out through this game. So it's very important for me to have queer characters in my world.
Now, I know DM Violet has been playing D&D for as long as I have almost. So, how has Dungeons and Dragons been a safe place for you or your players?
We get to be ourselves, live out our fantasies, get away from either homophobia, transphobia, or any type of phobia. Um, we get to, you know, love ourselves or the characters that we create, and it's almost a little bit like therapy, but like play therapy, I guess, if you can call it that. Uh, and I think if I didn't have Dungeons and Dragons as a safe space to, like, you know, live out how I want to live and be perceived as, I think I would go crazy.
Very nice. Lastly, What is a message you would like to tell your younger self as you were learning your identity?
I think my younger self was very afraid to be feminine in the first place, um, because they equated as femininity as weakness or something silly. They were very much, I guess, considered a tomboy, even though I did like it. However, because I was dressed very masculinely by my mom, I found out that I really like to be feminine and I love femininity in and itself. Um, but I thought, oh, I have to be feminine, or femininity is just something that's not for me. It was a really confusing time. I just would like to tell them, hey, it's okay to be feminine. Be whatever you want, just as long as you're doing it and as long as you're happy. Explore different type of styles, but they couldn't back then because my mom. But but that's about it. I hope this is a good video, and thank you.
And there we go. We have finished the asexual flag on the D20. And I wanted to thank DM Violet for letting us to get to know more about her. With that, we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.